Can you play us on, Eric? No?
No, no. I got nothing over here. I got a snow globe. I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's a mouse.
What is that?
It's a mouse.
Ah!
Like, this is the
kind. Let me jump off my chair.
That's a very fancy looking mouse.
Anyway, what episode is this, Chad?
At long last, episode number 170 of SlapperCast.
Oh, we're finally getting into double digits.
Yeah, so 2 of us are in remote locations. Right?
Let's call it witless protection.
Witless protection, okay.
So how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you, Eric. We know. You can tell.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yes,
I'm at my parents' house over in Kyle, Texas, south of Austin. They are leaving this life behind to become traveling gypsies. So they are liquidating all of their belongings. So I came over to take what's rightfully mine as the second son, and I'm taking all the Christmas plates. So,
of course, I would expect nothing less.
You should show us the Christmas plates next week. You should show us the Christmas plates.
Yeah, they're all packed up right now. But we'll have a showing, and they have this cool little bar thing that like a bar cart, like an old school bar cart from like the 60s or something like that. So I'm taking that too. So
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Excellent. Eric, I'm going to gift you a back in the 90s, in the early 90s, I believe it was. There was an Elvis plate collection thing that they'd have on, commemorative plate that was supposed to be some collector's items, and you collect them all, blah blah blah. I think I did collect them all, and most of them were gifts. But I'm going to give you the Christmas Elvis Presley plate to go with your.
The other Christmas plates.
I think it'd be a fine addition.
It will not be a blue Christmas this year.
That's correct.
I want you guys to know that it is technically Tuesday, and it's also the anniversary of Ronnie James Dio passing away. So, moment of silence, and there goes a moment.
How many years has this been now?
Should we all look out?
He died. Yeah, really. Look out! Yeah. Look out! Look out, evil woman tonight. Yeah. No, he 2010. Actually, 2010.
Okay.
In Houston.
Yeah. In Houston. Yeah, born in New Hampshire and died in Houston. So we have that. Me and Ronnie have that tight connection.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not dead though.
Well, when?
I know. Stop exciting me on a Tuesday morning. So
where are you, Patrick?
Where am I? I'm up in I'm in a tree house. There's just nothing but trees and bees, and yeah.
He's putting the O back in the country.
Yes, he is. Yeah, just hitting the throttle, as they say. Just doing nothing. But I can't forget. We can't forget. We had a great time with Larry Blackwell at the Ashford. Wonderful. If you're into crawfish, that kind of thing, with just an incredible crawfish. What was it? A cook-off?
Mm-hmm.
Just I've never seen so many competitors in a parking lot. Man, that was huge. I had no idea. I mean, I knew how huge this crawfish thing is down here. I don't eat the things. Throughout the day, just people handing me, "Hey, here, have some crawfish." I was like, "No, thanks. If I want to eat out of the trash, I'll go to the can." But no.
Yeah, I don't. I've never been a crawfish person, even before I stopped eating.
I like spicy, and I like to eat, but that's just so much work for such a little payoff,
Yeah.
And
but yeah, those people were really into it. Ashford has done these crawfish boils before, which we've wanted to get in on, and I guess the timing never really worked out. But Sue suggested this one, and we jumped for it, obviously, because it's been a while since we played the Ashford anyway. but the turnout was fantastic. I mean, it was unusual because it was 1 p.m. show in the afternoon, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., which is quite early for us and quite early for some of our fans too. But the turnout was fantastic, and it was one of the best turnouts we've had at Ashford. It was standing room only. People were just having a great time.
Inside and out too. I mean, obviously the crawfish were being cooked outside, but just the amount of tents and the traffic through the place was phenomenal. Sue, Pam, Sam, all the crew did a wonderful job just putting this whole thing together. That was great. And then Larry had a birthday Larry had his birthday there and made this obscene cake, just a pirate ship cake.
It was huge.
The size of a motor scooter,
amazing.
The size of a, like a Segway, if you will. But he what a talent that guy is. So just and that was his 33rd show. I want to say consecutive Blaggard show. He's been to everything within 400 miles of Houston. He's been to the last 33 shows. So he had stickers made up, and he's been putting, So, but again, not just a great, friend of the band's, but a friend of ours. He made rum, whiskey, beer for the lads, and and then of course to give us the Aggie pin from his band days. Big honor, and anyway, so just lovely to share that with him. And Judy made it out. Judy Ninja Sampieri. She just appears. So how the hell did you do that? She just shows up smiling on a chair somewhere in there. And then of course Declan. To have Declan Dunn in there with my car and the Jack Law, the Gang of Rowdies, and just so great to see such a.
It was funny because we mentioned Declan on the show just last week. And there he was. Yeah. Well, we've got some new dates too for the summer tour.
Yeah, boy, this thing is shaping up. This is week after next, we're this coming Saturday, boys and girls, we're going to be at the Heights in Houston, Texas, and this looks like a fun thing. It's going to be outdoors. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like it's just the turnouts for the last shows have been fantastic. So we're hoping to see all your smiling little heads there. And
is it a free show?
It's a free
show.
Do
you believe it? It's another free show.
All ages, 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
All ages.
So then after that, we take off. We pick up young Heidi Riggs from Phoenix, Arizona, at the airport. We drive to Arkansas, to Memphis, to North Carolina, to Philly, to Maryland, to Philly, and then down to Fredericksburg, Virginia, to our first time in Nashville, then to Birmingham, Alabama, and then home. So we got a busy schedule. God, and then the summer tour is looking great too. We're doing the week in actually, so we start in T-Bone Tom's in Kemah, and then we head the next day to San Angelo, and we play at the Dead Horse, first time there. And then we go out and we pick up young Heidi Riggs in Phoenix, and we play at the Irish Wolfhound just north of Phoenix. And then we take off. We do a week at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, where a lot of you are coming, and that's going to be a riot. The aforementioned, look at that, Genius Las Vegas. Yeah, and then off out to California and back to we do have some dates that we're trying to fill in and around that time. So we're going to be doing some traveling there, but we have San Diego and Santa Cruz nailed down. I'm working on the rest of those dates today, so hopefully they'll be on there. So if you haven't signed up on the mailing list, now is the time. And again, not to beat it at Dead Horse, because we're going to play the Dead Horse in San Angelo, but today will actually be rather quick, because our young Eric C. Hughes is helping his lovely folks get ready for their journey up north. And so we're under the gun today as far as time goes, but we do want to kill some songs. We also want to thank some people. we got a lovely email from one of Eric's friends up in Chicago.
Yeah, Courtney, who's been a diehard SlapperCast fan for probably the whole time that Eric's been on the show, at least. And she sent us. Well, here, I'll just read you her email. She messaged us the other day. Said in response to the last mailer I sent out, which has the tour schedule on it. So that's quite the touring schedule, guys. I'm dropping a little green in the mail to you this week for road sodas or coffee for gas. I love SlapperCast and have a few songs in mind to kill as well. And so I wrote back, said, thanks. So, yeah, tell us what songs you want to kill. So she sent me a list, which we'll have 3 songs for all from Chicago-based bands, which we can get to, I guess, after we kill the songs that we want to kill, right? Or do you want to do it now?
Sure, whatever. What you got? We're
Courtney? Easy like a Tuesday morning.
She says, I'm keeping the killing to Chicago bands. Number 1 is Styx. Too Much Time in My Hands.
Yes.
She says, watch the video for a good laugh at the beginning. Not a bad one. Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. She said, if we already killed it, kill it again. Yeah, we used to play that as a joke in the middle of Slappers, was it?
Yeah.
And this one I totally agree with. Smashing Pumpkins, Tonight.
Yes.
And I don't know that's, she knew you were going to react. She says, don't get me started on Billy Corgan. I can already hear ECH defending Jimmy Chamberlain. Okay, I'll give you that. But as soon as that song comes on the radio, I can't reach for the dial fast enough. She says, my mom was at a restaurant in Chicago and had Jimmy sign an autograph for me. Thanks, Mom. Too funny.
Very cool. I wholeheartedly agree. I've never been a Styx fan. I always thought the players in the band, much like Journey, were great. I thought there was a lot of great. They really have had top-notch players come through, and you can't deny their success. However, I just cannot take that fucking vocals.
Yeah.
And I'm wholeheartly on board with that. Eye of the Tiger, yes, definitely. I have to say that it's more of an overplayed thing for me, because I really do think that it's one of those songs. If you were to be in a boxing gym or a thing, and that song was to come on, it will actually make the weight, the extra weight come on the dumbbell, or the people do get pumped for that song. So but at the same time, so many times heard it, just I agree. And then and fucking Smashing Pumpkins, good God, I never understood any of that shit. I never understood. I can't take his voice. I can't take any of the fucking songs. I'm 100% behind that. Just yes, all yes.
Yeah. That's one of those bands. It's where I just can't get past the vocals, and I don't get it. Where he just sounds like he's trying not to sound good, Yeah. Like he's deliberately trying to be annoying. And I just don't get it.
And ECH, what's your take on the Smashing Pumpkins?
So all 3 bands, I mean, Survivor was one of those bands that was like that song came out and they were like tough, and then they got rid of the lead singer, and then it became like a ballad band in the 80s. If you listen to the rest of Survivor's output with that other singer who sort of sounds like the original singer, it's very poppy, very like and I think that guy actually came back. The other guy, I don't know what the story is behind that, but the original guy came back into the band. So I think if they're touring to this day, which they probably are somewhere, I think it's the original singer. But yeah, that song has been way overplayed, and they actually have better songs than that. Even that first record is. Yeah, I had that record as a kid, and there were actually better songs than that on that record. But obviously, that was the one they used for the movie, for the Rocky movie, and whatever. Styx, again, like you said about you're 100% right, Patrick. I don't say that very often, but
you don't say it enough.
Great players in the band. I could take a handful of their songs, though. I prefer Tommy Shaw's voice to Dennis DeYoung's voice, though, because he's got more of a rock voice, I think. And then what was the last?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny because I'm not a Styx fan either, but Too Much Time on My Hands is probably the only song of theirs that I actually kind of like, because the rest of them are like the ones I know anyway are all ballads, all the Dynasty Young ballad crap, which they eventually fired him because they were sick of playing his ballads.
Yeah.
And Mr. Roboto, of course, which actually Larry incidentally told me on Saturday that he wanted to kill that song, Mr. Roboto, by Styx.
Good move.
I wouldn't have occurred to me, even though that was really, when it first came out, it was played like crazy. And I remember every morning on the way to school, when my mom was dropping me off at school, we would hear it on the radio, and everybody was talking about it because it was just so weird.
Well, it's supposed to be like a concept album too. That whole album is a concept record for them, and look how that turned out. Their current drummer Todd Suckerman is fucking amazing. I mean, he's a great guy, and he lives over here in Austin, and I know him a little bit, but a great player and a great drummer. And that band is actually, they're still touring, and they're, like you said, the band is really fucking good. But yeah, that song can go to shit. I don't care about that song. And this Smashing Pumpkins, Jimmy Chamberlain, again, another great drummer. But like Patrick said, I just don't understand it. It's one of those bands when they came out, I'm like, what is this supposed to be? I can't tell if are they a hard rock band, or are they a metal band, or are they an alternative band? And of course, Billy Corgan's voice is the worst. The worst.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
it strikes me as one of those songwriters who he really should have had somebody else in the band sing other than himself, but he insisted on doing it himself.
Well, again, I'm not up on I'm not up on my history of Styx, my sixtery, if you will. I don't know anything about the band. I do know that Todd Suckerman is probably one of the most fun drummers to watch. I put him and Mickey D from Motorhead, Nico, of course, just because I grew up with Nico, but just as far as showmen, as far as people playing behind the drum kit that you could just to put the camera on them and leave them on for the whole show. He's not a flamboyant player, but he's just one of those players that just makes it look so fucking easy. But when you hear what's coming out, there's just so much happening beneath the surface. Imagine if you will, a current on a river, but the top is still. It's just he's such a economical player, but so much fun to watch. Anyway, I digress.
And one of the guys, one of the last thing we'll say about this is one of the guys that actually still plays traditional grip, which a lot of drummers play like this, both hands doing the same thing. We call this matched grip. But traditional grip is like what the old school jazz guys used to play, where the left hand is kind of at an angle. And he plays that hard rock music like that. And he's always got that thing coming down, and it's a treat to watch him. And if you go on his social media, he usually has a camera on him during a live show, so you can really kind of hear what he's doing. And like Patrick says, there's a lot going on that you don't, if you were just watching the whole band, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. But when you watch it at the drums, it's like, oh, that's really cool. I can actually see what he's doing there. So yeah, great drummer, great guy.
Yeah. And somebody that lives for the song is what just a dream for a rock and roll band. Somebody that lives for that. You can just tell that everything his heart is poured into that. Whatever he's doing. I did hear, like I said, I'm not up to. I don't know this to be true, but I do know that I heard that some of those Styx shows, they had to follow these bands, these hard rock bands. And then they had to come out and, do the stupid costumes and the rock opera songs and all this shit that Dynasty Young had dreamt up. And I just could not imagine having this kind of stuff in the tank, this kind of music in the tank, and then having to go and essentially put on a pantomime, a rock pantomime. I would just kill myself. I just hang over a rope, not for me. So yeah, I'm all for killing that stuff. And then, of course, I did hear that Dynasty Young stopped touring because of light sensitivity. The stage lights were bothering him. I said, son, you need to be a librarian. You need to fuck right off. And do not, again, no offense, librarians. I know you're a lot tougher than Dynasty Young. I just mean, you don't need to be in rock and roll. So that said, I've been dying to kill this song. Can I kill a song, please?
Yeah, go for it.
So listening to a lot of LPs, vinyls, kids, those are the big black biscuits that you don't eat, cookies. And I came across a record an old record, and it was a Judas Priest record, and it has a song called Turbo Lover on it.
Yeah.
And when I first heard the title, I said, "Oh, I'd like to kill that song." I was a kid, and then I heard this. I heard, I was like, "This cat. There's got to be. It's got to be a gag. There's got to be some." There's zero, nothing, zero, absolute zilch, nothing in this record that's worth anything. There's nothing. There's not a moment in the song. There's not a glimpse of rock and roll. It's awful. And for a band that, again, wrote such anthems as, Living After Midnight, Breaking the Law, that kind of stuff, to put that shit out. Yeah. So I've just been dying to kill that song. And I feel better. I feel better already.
We talked about this on Saturday, Chad. Friends in Low Places by Mr. Garth Brooks. That's I've had it with that song. And to Garth's credit, he's got plenty of other actually very good songs. I mean, I put him kind of in that early Garth, the early Alan Jackson, some of the Clint Black stuff. There's some decent country music from that era, but that song, what a piece of shit. It's just like it's like so if I drink champagne, I'm not cool enough now. I mean, I like champagne. I not feel self-conscious about drinking champagne because all of Garth's friends are wearing cowboy and drinking beer. I mean, can't we just get along, fucking people? Jesus.
Yeah, it's but again, it's one of those formulaic. I found a saying or a motto or something, and I changed it around to something else, and now it's a fucking number one song for 1,000 years. No, yeah,
I'm
with
happy
you.
for her success, but that song, fucking.
Yeah, a good writer, good singer, great performer. Kind of like the Bruce Springsteen of the country. The country music. Just a great performer. Always had a great band. Always, never mailed it in. What was it, Chris Gaines? That was probably a mail in. That was probably a. But at the same time, you've got somebody that can write a song, sing it, deliver it, and and just I great talent. But yeah, that song can take a great fucking dump. Is it great?
It usually does when it's been played.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, Garth.
All right. So, Bare Naked Ladies, 1 week. It's the one with all the rapping in the middle of it.
I thought we did.
I promise you've heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah, we didn't already kill this one.
I haven't killed it.
I think we talked about it. I think we talked about it at O'Bannon's though. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, for sure.
Somewhere, and you were like, "This fucking song." That song. Yeah,
it's aggravating, and it's like I don't think there's one gig we've played anywhere where it hasn't come on the jukebox at one time during the night, at least once.
Well, that tells you a lot about the song. Yeah, it tells you a lot about that song. Like, there's definitely some kind of like hooky, earwormy thing to it, which is great for them, but terrible for the rest of us. So we have to, we have to sit through that and listen to that song.
I think I'm familiar with it, but if you say there's rap in it, I take your word for it, and I'm accomplice in the killing. So I'm easy with that.
I like their first record, Gordon. I really enjoyed that record. That was my introduction to them. Although it's got that song "If I Had $1 Million" on it, which is I hate that fucking song. But the rest of the album is kind of clever and funny, and a lot of the songs are kind of poignant. And for being a young band, I thought, wow, this shit's really cool. But then every record after that, I've despised. So that first record I like. If you want to listen to a cool record, go find Gordon by Bare Naked Ladies. It's fun. It's a good pop record, but the rest of that shit.
Okay, I'm gonna on that note, saying to go find a good record. What would be? This might be difficult. Give me a band that people would not be familiar with. A good record that you like, that they should go listen to. Even a song. A good band a band that's maybe not. It's definitely not mainstream, that people our SlapperCast family would maybe not know that they could go and listen to right now and kind of get not just a feeling of a sense of your taste, but you know what I mean. And just because I was just thinking about that when you said that, so I'm going to start. Give you a chance to reel one in there. I've talked about them before on the show, but Madness did not get the airplay that they got in Europe, and they're huge in Europe, and they're okay. And you probably know Our House, which, like the song or not, it's a genius song just because I come from a big family and I could relate to every fucking word in the song, and it's a great delivery, nice little modulation in it, blah blah blah, great beat. We've actually played it as an intro to some of our shows before, but if you just want to start off with a good upbeat number, you start out with something like One Step Beyond, or if you want to hear the range of the band, you listen to something like My Girl, but that first record, there's just nothing bad on it. So anyway, so I've been thinking about, for the last couple, because I know it's really easy to hate songs, and it's easy to say, fuck those guys, and that's a shit song, blah, blah, blah. But I'd also like to maybe add something to where we take one of our more obscure numbers and just say, here's one that you might not know,
Yeah, absolutely. We could rescue at least one song a person every week. Would be kind of cool.
Or let's get a whole album that'll make up all the songs that we killed. So what's the name of that record? Is it just called Madness?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, you got a record?
Yeah. This was actually a song I was going to mention, a single song, but I'll mention the whole album. It's been a while since I've listened to the whole record, but it is good. Brendan Benson, and it's an album called One Mississippi. You've heard that one? Yeah.
No, I don't know if I've heard that one, but I like Brendan Benson's voice.
Yeah, He's actually a really, really great songwriter. Yeah.
He's got one song I like called I Feel a Whole Lot Better. You know that song, Chad?
I'm sure I've heard it. I can't recall it right now.
It's a fucking rocker, dude, and it's cool. Yeah. Anyway.
There's one that my favorite song in this record, which it really is great from start to finish, but the one that really stuck with me is kind of a ska feel song called Got No Secrets. And it's there's no to say ska, it's just the beat, sort of this upstroke beat, but it's not, there's no horns on it or anything. But this is really catchy as hell, and there's a little bit of a Beatles kind of feel to it. It's really good, but really, really great band on that record too. The drummer, I don't know who the drummer is, but he's just off the charts good.
Nice. I'm looking at the record right here.
That's really the only Brendan Benson stuff I know. That's the only album of his I know. I know he went on to do some stuff with Jack White.
He was in that band called the Raconteurs band. That Jack White.
Yeah.
He was in that band.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see what record that song is on. If I had to pick a record to put people to check out, I would say, if you can find it, it's kind of hard to find. It's a band called the Bottle Rockets out of Festus, Missouri, just outside St. Louis. Kind of an alt country band, I guess, or an Americana band. And I got turned on to them by a song called $1,000 Car. And the record is called The Brooklyn Side. And it's just great rock and roll, American rock and roll. Four guys from Missouri, and been able to see them a couple times in concert. They used to come through Austin a whole bunch, and now they've actually retired. They actually said, we're done playing music, but just good. I mean, all their stuff is pretty good. They did a whole Doug Somm tribute record and everything else like that. But Bottle Rockets, Brooklyn Side, go check it out.
Excellent.
All right.
Good.
We can link to all these records, Chad, or something like that.
Definitely will. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Definitely will.
Well, we do have to skedaddle because you got some packing to do, and we got some.
I got to pack my fudge.
Yeah, but so hopefully we'll see you all on Saturday in the Heights, 3:00.
Yep.
No cover, and we're looking forward to seeing you all on the road too. If you be so kind as to sign up on our mailing list, and maybe if you know somebody in some of these places we're going, you could let them know we're coming, because we're going to be really looking forward to playing to a lot of new faces. So, but again, thanks for tuning in, and Lovely to see everybody.
Dude, thank you, y'all.
And go play some Ronnie James Dio.
Rocket!
R.I.P.
In the
All right.
In the what? What'd you say, Patrick?
In the dark. I said, play some Dio in the dark.
Okay.